Your body was not built for ultra-processed living. It was built to move, rest, digest, repair, and think. But today, the body is pulled through sugar spikes, screen time, stress, late nights, and food designed to be eaten fast. The problem is not one bad meal. The problem is the pattern. For most of human history, food came with fiber, chewing, water, minerals, and time. The body had to work with the food slowly. Today, many foods arrive already softened, sweetened, salted, flavored, and packaged. They are easy to overeat because the body's natural brakes do not always get enough time to respond. Your stomach is not just a storage bag. It is part of a communication system. It sends signals to the brain, the gut, the pancreas, and the bloodstream. When food is eaten too quickly, especially highly processed food, the signal of fullness can arrive late, after the body has already taken in too much energy. Blood sugar is not the enemy. Your body needs glucose for energy. The problem begins when blood sugar rises too often, too high, and too fast. Then the body has to keep calling insulin again and again. Over time, this system can become strained, especially when movement and sleep are also missing. Insulin is like a key. It helps move glucose from the blood into the cells, where it can be used or stored. But when the body is constantly flooded with energy, the cells may stop responding as well. The key still exists, but the lock becomes harder to open. This is why a sweet drink is not the same as eating whole fruit. Whole fruit comes with fiber, water, structure, and chewing. A sugary drink can deliver energy quickly, with very little work for the digestive system. The speed matters because the body responds not only to what you eat, but how fast it arrives. Fiber is one of the most underrated tools in health. It slows digestion, feeds helpful gut bacteria, supports bowel movement, and helps control appetite. When food is stripped of fiber, the gut loses part of its natural rhythm. A healthy plate is not only about calories, it is also about structure. Your gut is not silent. It is a living ecosystem. Inside it, trillions of microbes interact with food, immune cells, and chemical signals. When the diet is rich in plants, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and vegetables, the gut receives material it can work with. When the diet is mostly refined, the ecosystem changes. Ultra-processed food often creates a dangerous illusion. It looks like food, tastes like food, and gives energy like food, but it may not teach the body fullness in the same way. Soft texture, intense flavor, and high energy density can make the brain want more before the body has finished counting what came in. The modern health crisis is not only about food, it is also about stillness. The body was built with muscles that act like engines. When muscles contract, they help use glucose, improve circulation, and support metabolism. When the body sits for too long, those engines stay quiet. Exercise is not punishment for eating. Exercise is a message to the body. It tells the muscles to become stronger, tells the heart to pump better, tells the cells to use energy more efficiently, and tells the brain that the body is alive and active. Movement is not optional decoration. It is biological maintenance. Walking after meals is simple but powerful. It does not need a gym, a machine, or a perfect schedule. A short walk helps muscles pull glucose from the blood and use it as fuel. The message is clear. Do not let food and sitting become one continuous routine. Strength training matters because muscle is not only for appearance. Muscle is active tissue. It helps support joints, protects the body during aging, stores glucose, and improves metabolic health. The more useful muscle you preserve, the better your body handles food, movement, and daily stress. Sleep is not wasted time. Sleep is repair time. During sleep, the brain organizes memory, the immune system adjusts, hormones reset, and the body restores balance. When sleep is cut short, hunger signals, cravings, mood, and blood sugar control can all be affected. A tired brain makes weaker health decisions. When you are sleep deprived, the body often asks for quick energy. That can mean more cravings, more snacking, more caffeine, and less motivation to move. This is why health does not begin only in the kitchen. It also begins at night. Light is a signal. Morning light tells the brain that the day has started. Darkness tells the body that night is coming. But bright screens late at night can confuse this rhythm. The body may be exhausted, but the brain keeps receiving the message. Stay awake, stay alert, keep scrolling. Stress is useful in short bursts. It helps the body react to danger. But constant stress is different. When stress becomes a daily background noise, the body may stay in a state of tension. Heart rate, appetite, sleep, digestion, and blood pressure can all be affected by this repeated alarm. Cortisol is not bad. It is a normal hormone that helps the body respond to demands. The problem is not cortisol itself. The problem is living in a world where the alarm keeps ringing. Emails, deadlines, bad sleep, poor food, and constant noise can make the body feel under threat. Your brain was built to focus, not to be interrupted every few seconds. Every notification asks for attention. Every short video asks for emotion. Every scroll offers novelty. But health needs consistency. You cannot build a calm nervous system while constantly feeding it urgency. Breathing is one of the fastest ways to speak to the nervous system. Slow breathing does not magically erase problems, but it can help shift the body away from constant alarm. A few quiet minutes can remind the body that it is not being chased. Sometimes health begins with lowering the internal noise. Hydration is also basic, but often ignored. Water supports blood volume, digestion, temperature control, and normal cell function. But many people replace water with sweet drinks, energy drinks, or constant caffeine. The body does not only need stimulation, it needs fluid balance. Caffeine can be useful, but it is not sleep in liquid form. It can increase alertness, but it cannot replace recovery. When caffeine is used to cover poor sleep every day, the real problem remains underneath. Energy borrowed from tomorrow still has to be paid back. Protein matters because the body is always rebuilding. Muscles, enzymes, immune cells, and tissues all need building blocks. A balanced meal with protein, fiber-rich carbohydrates, healthy fats, and vegetables is more stable than a meal built only on refined starch and sugar. Healthy fat is not the enemy. The body needs fats for cell membranes, hormones, and absorption of certain vitamins. The real question is the pattern. A diet centered on whole foods, nuts, seeds, fish, olive oil, and minimally processed ingredients is very different from a diet dominated by fried snacks and packaged desserts. Salt is necessary, but too much sodium can push blood pressure in the wrong direction for many people. The problem is that most sodium does not always come from the salt shaker. It often hides inside packaged foods, sauces, fast food, and processed meals. Blood pressure is silent for many people. You may not feel it rising. You may not hear the pressure inside the arteries. But over time, high blood pressure can stress the heart, kidneys, brain, and blood vessels. This is why prevention matters before symptoms become obvious. The heart does not ask for perfection. It asks for a pattern. Move most days. Sleep enough. Eat more plants. Reduce tobacco exposure. Manage blood sugar. Watch blood pressure. Keep cholesterol in range. These are not dramatic hacks. They are boring habits, repeated long enough to become protection. Your liver works like a processing center. It stores energy, manages nutrients, and helps regulate blood chemistry. But when the body receives too much refined energy too often, the liver can be overloaded. Health is not only about the stomach getting full. It is about where the energy goes next. Cravings are not always weakness. Sometimes they are biology. Poor sleep, stress, dehydration, restrictive dieting, and highly processed food environments can all increase cravings. Instead of blaming willpower, ask a better question. What signals did my body receive today? A healthy meal does not need to be complicated. Start with a plate that has vegetables, protein, fiber-rich carbohydrates, and healthy fats. This combination digests more steadily. It gives the body information, not just energy. The goal is not a perfect diet. The goal is a repeatable pattern. Do not fear carbohydrates. Fear carbohydrates without context. Lentils, beans, oats, whole grains, potatoes, and fruit behave differently from sweet drinks, candy, and refined snacks. The package of the carbohydrate matters. Fiber, water, minerals, and chewing change the body's response. The scale does not tell the whole story. Health also includes waist size, strength, energy, sleep quality, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, mood, and endurance. A person can lose weight in unhealthy ways or improve health before the scale changes much. Measure more than one signal. Fad diets become popular because they promise speed, but the body usually responds better to consistency than extremes. A plan that destroys your sleep, mood, training, social life, or digestion is not a sustainable health plan. The best routine is the one that improves your life while protecting your body. Your immune system is not a switch you can simply boost. It is a complex defense network that needs balance. Sleep, nutrition, movement, vaccination where appropriate, hygiene, and stress control all support immune function. Real health is not about magical shortcuts. It is about giving the body fewer fires to fight. The modern world sells health as a product. Powders, pills, detoxes, teas, devices, and miracle routines all compete for attention. But the foundation is usually less exciting. Real food, regular movement, good sleep, sunlight, social connection, and medical checkups when needed. Checkups matter because some risks are invisible. Blood pressure, blood glucose, cholesterol, liver markers, and other health indicators can change before you feel sick. Prevention is not fear. Prevention is information. When you know your numbers, you can act earlier and smarter. Mental health and physical health are not separate rooms. Poor sleep affects mood. Stress affects appetite. Movement affects the brain. Food affects energy. Social isolation affects the nervous system. The body is one connected system, not a collection of separate parts. You do not need to rebuild your whole life in one day. Start with one anchor habit. Walk after one meal. Add vegetables to one plate. Sleep 30 minutes earlier. Drink water before caffeine. Lift weights twice a week. Small actions become powerful when they are repeated. The goal is not to live like a machine. The goal is to understand the machine you live inside. Your body is adaptive, but not unlimited. It can handle stress, sugar, screens, and late nights sometimes. But when sometimes becomes always, the system begins to pay the price. So the next time health feels confusing, return to the basics. Feed the body real food. Move the muscles. Protect sleep. Lower constant stress. Check your numbers. Build a life your biology can understand. Because your body was not built for ultra-processed living. It was built for rhythm, repair, and strength.